This piece started as something simple, and then it got completely out of control. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Atreyu, and I'm drawing something new with inks every single day for InkTober. And if you're returning to this challenge, welcome back. Today's day 26 of the series. My goal for today's art was to create a feeling of solitude. And I think a perfect conversation today to have with you all is how in your act of creating, I don't want to talk about flow state necessarily, but I want to talk about like a meditative state. And I wanted to see if that's something that you had felt at all at any time either with when you're creating your art. Whether you have music on or not when you're creating, because that can definitely impact how your energy is as you're outputting whatever you're doing or focusing whatever you're focusing on. There is a sense sometimes that, for me, it happens maybe about an hour into the drawing where I start to feel really settled in, and I've found a direction that I want to go in, and I'm sticking with it, and it's easy to do, and it's almost like I'm not really thinking of much in my mind. I'm just in whatever world that I'm creating, and to me this is a fantastic place to be mentally. It feels extremely relaxing, and it almost makes me want to talk with a relaxing, slow voice, drifting down deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. I feel like that's what a hypnotist would sound like, but it almost brings you that kind of energy of like a trance almost. You can trance yourself with what you create, and I think that's really cool, and I think that's really healthy for us to slow down. Because what do we do every day? What do you do every day? Because I know that you do this. Because if you're scrolling on YouTube and you see my silly ass face here on the screen and you find my videos, I know that you're looking for other stuff on social media. I do it all day. I'm scrolling. And I try to limit my time so I don't go on it until after breakfast in the morning. And then at night, I try to get off it at least like 2 hours before bed, just to have a little bit of parameter around when I can allow myself access to this stuff. So we have that going for us, right? Where we have all this information bombarded at us every single day, and it's loud and annoying and busy and frustrating, and you feel all these disgusting feelings with it when you learn about the news that's happening all over the world. So circling back to art in that trance-like state, you don't even have to be good at art. You know, I don't consider myself a great artist. I consider myself an amateur. But even so, just the act of doing it can create that peaceful space for you. So I strongly encourage you to sit down, and if you've never tried it before, if you just like watching, consuming art content, but you've never actually given it a shot for yourself, go for it. Sit down, pick something that you want to create, or use a prompt if you can't think of anything, and follow that prompt and see where it takes you. See if you can tap into that flow, relaxing, meditative state of mind. Because once you get there, you're not going to want to leave. I find myself having to leave when I get hungry, or I get tired of sitting. Maybe my posture starts bothering me, and then it snaps me out of it. But other than that, I could stay in that thing all day if I didn't need to eat and I was just feeling good. And today's illustration turned out very, I think powerful is a word I'll use to describe it. You know, I think my intent was to create a feeling of solitude, and that's kind of done by the covering of the face. It feels like this being doesn't want to be fully open and expressive, kind of hidden. So I guess it can be considered like giving a feeling of solitude. But that's it for today's art. Now it's time for
the question of the day.
What inspires you the most when you sit down to create something? For tomorrow, you can expect the piece to be something completely different than today's. And if you're sticking here with me for every single day of Inktober, you are officially a part of the challenge here with me. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow. Peace, my friends.